Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, my name is Kurt.
My,
This is Darren.
my name is Darren. Nice to meet you, Kurt.
Hey, we are Adderstone's Games.
Yep.
How's it going? How are you doing today, Darren?
I'm really excited because we've just been talking about knockoff. So
Oh yeah, we were talking about knockoff Scream. Hi, good morning, Zilphia. Nice to see you. Nice to hear from you. How are you doing? Also, and also if you're what do you call it, lurking, feel free to say hi too. We're talking about knockoff. So this past week too, I was also regaling Darren with tales of going up to Tokyo this week to meet up with some friends who are also in the game industry, which is pretty fun. We met up with Xiaodo, musician and from the UK. Met up with Voidburger, who is a streamer and content creator on YouTube, and formerly associated with Giant Bomb, and her husband Josh, who is he worked for the game company Remedy Games, who makes Max Payne and Alan Wake and all these Control, all these other big games. And we play tested knockoffs together, the game that we're making. He got some video of it, and so we were talking about the game design of it, and I had a lot of fun, and just finding things to tweak and improve the game to get it ready for a kickstart. I would hope.
I would know, but I really want to play it. But we're not playing it today. But we want to play it soon.
But it's fun. It is. We had a lot of fun. There were a lot of. The good thing is there were a lot of good moments that everyone was invested in.
Yeah.
I think one of the I think maybe either Jess or Chrissy noticed that the reason why it's working is because when these big moments happen, everyone was invested in it, right? Because we're calling shit, everyone's who's gonna win kind of thing, and then
and that's really good and important because you play a lot of games, even competitive games, where things happen that are exciting, but they're only exciting for two people or for one person, and everyone else is still just leaning back because it doesn't matter to them. And what's funny here is these moments in this game, they actually don't matter that much to other people, right? Who wins this inspection doesn't really affect them. Someone's getting coins, doesn't matter who really, right? But like you're saying, they're still really invested because it's a matter of who's telling the truth and who's got it right. There's just an implicit excitement there, like a human dynamic, right?
And there's a metagame, the lying metagame is interesting too, because there's this element of when you find out that information, is this the kind of person to lie in this position or tell the truth in this position?
Yeah.
And that's extra information that's emergent information of the game state rather than something that's explicitly in the game, right? And the metagame of lying and telling the truth is also really interesting, because I had some hands where people called it out and I was telling the truth, but that gave me, I was able to mix it up, and then lie in other places were profitable for me. And so anyway, we're talking about a game that isn't released yet, but I'm really excited to play it on
stream. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what this podcast is about. Actually, I just had a random thought. I know this is a terrible idea, but one of the playtesters was complaining they had lots of cards in their hand of a particular suit, particular merch type, and couldn't play them, right? Would it be crazy to be able to pay a certain amount of coins to play any suit that you want to ignore the trend?
That's interesting. Well, actually, that kind of aligns with Xiao. Xiao was wondering, would it be possible to pay coin to discard cards sometimes if you have because sometimes to make your hand manageable kind of thing.
Yeah. I think you should just have, didn't you have a rule for that, pay a certain amount of coins, discard down to 6 or something? Just have a standard hand limit, and then you can always pay coins to get down to that limit.
Yeah, we used to have that. I don't know if that works so well, or if that's a little bit too wonky, but it's something we could consider too, right? Where that's that could just be a game action.
Yeah. I think that if you get rid of the draw cards to get coins, then you can do things like that. Because if you could draw cards to get coins, you could just draw cards to get lots of coins, and then pay the coins to discard back down again, right? But if you can't do that, and it's just a punishment having cards, well then the only way you're getting coins is by playing cards. And so if that's there, it might be a safer net. Anyway, we can discuss this more off stream, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind testing it for
Yeah.
sure. But the important part is the core gameplay loops are fun.
Yeah,
It feels like
fun,
a game that,
engaging. Yeah,
yeah. So once we sort of tweak some knobs, and make certain things manageable, because it's weird. Like sometimes I had like. I think there was a turn where I had like 2 coins. I felt like I couldn't do anything. Then I had a successful call out, and all of a sudden I had fucking 12 coins.
Why'd you get so many
And
coins from the call out?
It might have been from playing a lot of cards, right? Because
Yeah.
that gives you more coins,
Yeah.
and then on a trend with like that rewards a lot of coins.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it might have been a combination of those things.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? It's fun. I think.
Well, I mean,
think-
there is a thing there that, again, sorry, Stream, if this is like hard for you to picture because we're talking about a game that you're not quite familiar with, but we had the rule where you gain coins for calling people out for the trend, right? Because we wanted to inject coins in the system, but then we also added the rule just like last minute where you gain coins for making a drop.
Yeah.
And so those two might be compounding on top of each other if we're getting coins from the drop now, and if the inspector wins those coins instead, well then that's the reward, right? We don't need this reward on the trends anymore if that's in the game already.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. It's something to consider.
Yeah.
Because if you call someone out and you're paying that coin, yeah, maybe that's sufficient.
We had the right idea, but then we moved it somewhere else. Now we just got both of them, and we only need one of them. You know.
Right. Yeah, I'd be happy to try it that way.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm excited. I'm really excited actually. I want to play it on soon on Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah, it's fun. So just about getting an evening together. It's always, and that's the tension, right? And that's true of Faeseekers, of designing role-playing games and game design, is you have to play your games to know them, and play a lot of different games too to know them and have criteria and taste. But it's also difficult to even find time to test while you're like theory crafting and making stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like
just like
actually, something will come out since we're going to move on to like actual stream stuff now. And there's 2 things we're going to do. One is YouTube review, and then we're going to do some work. And it's going to be work on Avallen, which is I don't know why I was surprised. I should have thought ahead of time and realized this was probably going to happen. But considering our last stream was on knockoff, people might have thought we were done with Faeseekers, but there's at least one more thing we need to do for Faeseekers, it turns out. So first, though, I want to share a few things from the community. First one's definitely relevant to your interests. How do I do a screen share? This, I hope our community member doesn't mind me sharing this, but it's the Discord, so. But a old playtester and good community member posted this picture on the Discord, and I won't say who it is in case they don't want me to share, but I'm sure that picture is fine. And they posted this picture, and I was like, do you know some? Because I said, is this a cruth? So this is called a cruth. This is an old Welsh instrument. And there's been records of it being played in Wales since the Roman times, right? So it's freaking old. I feel silly now. We could have put this in the game somewhere, but we haven't really mentioned it. But there's lots of old things we haven't mentioned. So I asked. I said, "Hey, so you know someone that owns this? This is so freaking cool. Can they play it?" And he said yes and no. I was like, "Wait, so they own it, but they can't play it?" And he was like, "No. What did I say?" I said, "Can you get a video of them playing it?" And he said, "Maybe in the future." I mean, what are they learning? And he said, "Yeah, it's mine." And I said, "Wait, have you played a bowed instrument before?" This is played with the bow, right? So how it works? You can see my mouse, right? The chat can. You can't very well. But there's one for Kurt as well. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 strings that are on the fretboard, and you fret those to make chords, right? But then there's 2 thicker, longer strings at the end that aren't on the fretboard, and they're just droning notes, right? And you play with like this bow that's kind of arched, and you bow across all the strings, and the 2 droning notes just drone the whole way, and then you play chords on the other 4 strings. And that's how the instrument works. So I asked if he ever played a bowed instrument before, and he also said no. So I said, good luck. Please send update videos, yeah.
It's a bit bigger too. Like, there's a huge difference between. I do think size of instrument matters. Like, I play double bass and cello with a bow, and I can make some sound and noise.
Yeah.
but I cannot do it on a violin.
Right.
It's like the intonation is like real difficult. So I imagine it be kind of a bigger instrument, right? Like it's like a viola.
Yeah, yeah. You put this on a table. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, it looks like a mix between a lyre and a violin, says Sophia. 100%.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he just impulse purchased it and just I want to learn this instrument. Just bought the instrument. And he's going to try figuring it out. So I got to respect that.
Respect. And if you want to know who this person is, join our Discord.
Yeah, true. So, yeah, you can talk to them and follow their journey. They promise videos as they progress. Yeah. Okay.
Now.
Next, yeah, you can look at now. Next is YouTube review. So we have our trusty pal Tuap. Tuap, this is a video from a few whiles ago. Tuap disappeared for a while and came back and said, "Sorry, I was away. I'm now going to binge watch everything and catch up." That's okay, cool. Thanks, Tuap.
Welcome back, Tuap.
Yeah, welcome back, Tuap. Yeah. So what did they say? So this was the video about doing the bestiary. Yeah, and they said, "So excited to hear that the book is finally done. It's been so fun to follow along live as the book gets made, and I'm super appreciative of you and Kurt, giving all the behind-the-scenes insights and just being generally awesome, fun people. Thanks, Tom."
We do our best. I'm of the opinion that if you're gonna work, working's hard. It's good to work with people you like, and Darren's one of my best buds, and it's fun to just work on stuff. And as stressful as it can be sometimes, because it's hard to write and make things, because that's what it is to be a person who makes things. It's so cool to do it with people you like, and that's a wonderful thing to do.
Then the comment continues.
Oh, sorry, there's more.
There's more. No, it's good to take a break and respond to one thing at a time. Yeah. I thought Kurt's comments on the D&D Monster Manual were so interesting because I also read it cover to cover as a kid, but since then I've barely opened it other than to look up stats. Watching your process of generating lore and building the bestiary rekindled my enjoyment though, and can't wait to get the book and read through all the beasties in detail.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it's weird. I like bestiaries, but I also feel like I've only ever used, any of us only use like 1% of the monsters you read about, but they're fun to look at.
Yeah.
At least in my experience, I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, more commentary on that later. Actually, it's fun to look at. It's important. Okay, and then on our video on Knockoff, Tuap said, "Very cool. I'm definitely kind of surprised it's not the Avallen deck building game that Kurt keeps talking about." Lol. Looking forward to the official release. I'll definitely be backing, buying, supporting however you release it.
Oh, appreciate you. Thank you so much. I do want to make an Avallen deck building game.
So I gave a reply to this one. I said, haha, we have too many dreams. I do have a secret deck building game in the works, but I haven't touched it for half a year. Too busy with Faeseekers. Which is true.
Yeah. Before we move on to the next subject, can we legally refer to what projects we have that haven't been revealed yet? Just like in the general.
I think so. I don't see why not.
So you have a deck building board game.
I have a deck building board game that's supposed to create RPG like story adventures without a game master. And it's a deck building game, and you build up your deck as you play through it. And it's got to the playtest stage multiple times over the past 3 years. But every time I playtested it once, I've decided a whole bunch needs to change.
Sure. It is. I think the concept of it is fantastic. But it is. There's a lot of parts. Parts.
And it's not even things like that. I'm still not even sure if I want like characters to be moving on a hex grid or if it's like abstract movement. There's like that kind of basic things. Just I don't even know where to begin sometimes. Honestly, so like for. I guess I know this is my weakness as a game designer, or just indicative that I need to design more games. But the idea of making it a board game just seems way more daunting to me than an RPG, because there's so many bits and pieces to go off. And I think the solution I found with a role-playing game was, with a role-playing game, you kind of know what a role-playing game needs, right? Especially if you're doing a fantasy role-playing game. There's many fantasy role-playing games out there. you can start with an idea that other people have done and then branch off from it. And with Knockoff, we had a similar thing where we had this folk game, bullshit or bluff, right?
Bluff.
And then build from there, right, as a foundation. Whereas with this board game, I'm almost starting from, well, it could be anything. It's more of a storytelling game, so and that has no rules. So where do I begin? And finding that foundation has been the hardest part for me. Is where do I stand? So that's been a struggle. So anyway, yeah. So board game, card game, board game, storytelling thing is one of them. Knockoff, you all now know, is another one. What else do you have in the works, Kurt?
Us. So I don't want to say too much about it, but we have this concept we've been batting around for the last year of a meta role-playing game framework.
Oh, you're talking about that? Yes. Yeah. That's really close now. I've got that now to a playtest position that I want to.
Have you really?
Yeah. I haven't playtested it, but I've written up a bunch of it. Like, it's actually readable, and like there could be some final rules text in there.
I'm really interested in working on that more because it's compatible with Avallen, but it's compatible with other games too in a way that I think is really exciting. So
yeah, it should be compatible with most games.
Yeah. And the last one, which I don't think we ever finally said, yeah, let's do this, but I still have it in my mind, is another type of bestiary. Which I don't. I'm sure you know.
Do I know this?
Yeah, we've talked about it.
What? Can you give me more clues?
Okay, it's a bestiary, but it's about one type of animal.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't? Oh, man, so it's a bestiary about one type of animal that people love. It's a real world.
Okay, I remember. This Kurt Game said this to me one time a year ago. This is not like something we've talked about.
No, but it's stuck in my craw.
Yeah, okay, that's good though. That's good.
Yeah. So anyway, we have lots of.
And there's one more, right? The new entry came up with a game like literally 2 days ago, and it's my favorite game ever.
Oh, sure, yeah, that one. So okay, 5 things. Yeah. Actually, we were hanging with Lotus Juice. I talked to Lotus about it, and he liked the idea too.
Well, you didn't get to play it though. I guess you didn't travel anywhere, right?
No, we were just talking about it, and then exchanged questions. So yeah, so there's 5 things. It's just a matter of finishing the things and putting them up. So and then the other stuff we do with Xiao and other music stuff and so on. So anyway, so there's a lot.
So what are we actually doing work-wise today? And the answer is something that I knew that we would be doing. And that is we have like a almost final version of the book here. The credits are missing because your guys' names will be in there when we pick them up in the surveys. But most of the book, in fact, all of the stuff is now in the book. There's 3 things that are missing for it. One is like the credits, which I just mentioned, and that comes later, so that's fine. Number 2 is I'm not happy with the bestiary, and I will share that on stream. I'm going to try and fix this. maybe you have a look at it as well and tell me what you think. I might be overreacting, but I actually think it's a big problem. And this comes to what you said earlier about important for the lore. So there's 2 problems with the bestiary, and they're both compounding each other, at least in my eyes. One is that freaking... Okay, I love my D20 guy, and I don't think he watches our streams, and he's very good at his job, but he does write too much stuff for D20, and D20 just has more stuff in general. So a lot of the D20 blocks are just longer. Like, look at this. This is the Telworth Taig version of the Allele, and then this is the D20 version, and it's just like at least 30% longer. And then the freaking normal version, just the normal Fae version, is almost twice as long, right? Just writing the abilities takes longer, and also they tend to have more abilities as well.
Because he's following established templates, right?
Yeah, established templates, but also some creativity. Like he's adding extra abilities, or one ability in Avallen might actually be 2 abilities in D20, for example. Like for example, here's a straight up example. This is plant nature for Avallen. This creature is immune to damage, conditions, and disadvantages related to plants. However, its armor cannot prevent damage from fire. In addition, this creature can spend an action to transform into a medium-sized bush for as long as it likes. When it ends its form on a later turn, it gains the benefits of a short rest. Right. Whereas for D&D, we've got plant form. The Allele can use its bonus action to polymorph into a medium bush, large tree, or back into its true form. while it's a bush or a tree form, the little speed is 0 feet. So, right, while it's a tree, the speed is 0. I don't say that for Avallen. It's just obvious because you're a freaking bush.
Yeah.
Right? You're a bush, so you can't move. It's implied,
Yeah.
but for D&D, it's written out. And it can take no actions or reactions other than use this bonus action again. So that's like a whole extra sentence that's just unnecessary in my eyes anyway. Otherwise, statistics are unchanged. And also that is unnecessary, technically. Anything it's wearing or carrying transforms with it. Sure. It reverts to its true form if it dies. Okay, maybe I should mention that in Avallen, I'm not sure. Additionally, whenever the little ends a turn, the bush void gains health, right? So there's like 2 sentences here that I wouldn't include necessarily. Thank you. So there's things like that where D&D, they get longer because they have predetermined formats. But then also there's like extra abilities as well. Anyway, so moving on. So the D20 things are just longer. The other issue is that I'm using these stat block boxes that are the same as against the Fairy Queen. I wanted to be consistent because that is good between books, right?
Right.
The problem is in Against the Fairy Queen, I didn't actually have that many stat blocks. It'd be like one page had them and that was it, and there's lots of text to go around them, and that was it. But this whole bestiary is just full of them. And as you can see, they can't stack on top of each other because they're a box.
Right.
So, I mean, you could like cut the top off this Morgan box here and stick that down here. But then it's like, well, then you have the top of a box and the other box goes down this side. And so I'm not sure that would be good. So you end up with just like these pages here, like this, for example, where there's just so much space, but you can't put this one underneath it. And I don't know, I just think these pages look really ugly. Like this page here, I just think it's not pleasing to look at. I might be overreacting, but I just look at this and think this isn't good. Also, the Coid Vig boxes are here, but the artwork for the Coid Vig's on the other page. That's okay, but it's not the end of the world. But I just think these kind of pages just don't look good. And then also, the worst part as well is that some of the art has been cut so that it can even fit in the first place. And that to me is like a no-no. So there's some Fae in here that don't have artwork now. Like I've had the artwork made and they don't fit because there's too much bloody boxes happening. Yeah, so go on, you were going to say something, sorry.
No, I was going to mention Zilfia's comment about confirming that, yeah, with D&D, lots of this stuff needs to be written out or else it causes issues. So nice confirmation. It's tricky. I mean, for me, for example, you were looking at the which was it? The flying fish monster. What was that called again?
The Flanagan, the toad
Flanagan,
thing.
yeah. So you're saying that's aesthetically displeasing to you?
Yeah, I find it like this box here, and then this box here, and then these 2 boxes here, and it's, I don't know, I just look at this, I just see boxes and weird spaces, and that's it, and text kind of sandwiched in between them.
Yeah, and I guess also the fact that that monster is on the right column, but is bleeding into the left column, right?
And also, yeah, this monster is not a big monster either, it should be small, kind of thing. Like a Bugane's way bigger, and there's not enough space for it.
Scroll up. What's the oh yeah, and then you have the Coid. How do you pronounce that? Coid.
Yeah,
Coid.
yeah.
His text box being entirely on another page, right?
Yeah. So
like you can't put the Bugane.
Yeah.
You can't put the Bugane text on the same box. Otherwise, it'll just be like oodles of text, right?
Yeah. So what I've asked is, even like this page, I just don't like this. I've said, let's get rid of the boxes. Let's just make it text in text format instead of boxes. And then that means, for example, the top of this Morgan text can just go under here, and it's not a problem. And then the rest of the information would be on the next column. It's okay to split things between columns then, because it's just text, I feel like.
Right.
And then once that happens, I feel like all of this stuff just gets stacked into one space, and there's more space for artwork. I wouldn't be offended if things go over spreads as much then, because it's just text that goes from page to page, and that's okay. So
yeah, I could see
yeah,
that.
yeah. So I feel kind of bad because I've asked the guy, like, doing this formatting is actually a pain in the ass to begin with, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then he sent me some examples for like the Iscitherian winning, because like these were the stat blocks that are the longest. I was like, oh, I don't mind it being like a full page like this. It's not that bad. but then it was actually, funny enough, the smaller boxes that I found the most egregious. So yeah, I'm basically asking them to redo it in a different format, and hopefully I'm happy then. I mean, I can't not be happy then. It would just be text. I don't see how it could go wrong. He says, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so that's the other thing that's now happening. Now the thing that we're doing is adding more stuff to the book. So what's going on? How do I explain this? So
you said there were intro sections?
Yes. So there are. Okay. So Kurt and I wrote sections for the beginning. So each section of the book, there are different sections in the book. Each section has an introduction to that section, and it acts as its own mini chapter by itself. So, for example, this section here, Avallen, this is the beginning of the book, of the lore section for the players, and it introduces Avallen. Now, we wrote a bunch of text for this, but we didn't know how long that text would be and how it would fit in the book. And it turns out it fits like this. So we have the artwork that opens the chapter, we have Avallen, we have our lore, we have more lore, we have more lore. Very good, very nice. I think I wrote all this. And then we have the end of the lore, our calendar, which I probably need to edit this somewhat, like you said, like add. I think someone in the chat was like, "Can you like add what season it is there?" So I think I'll add the seasons above it. And then we have a page that's completely blank and an empty space. And the reason why that is because each chapter has to begin with a full spread for the artwork and the opening chapter. So I wrote a bunch of stuff for this, and now we have an empty page, and we decide what to do with this. And this happens in a few places. There's four options, and we can use all of them in different places. One option is just find artwork that hasn't been used and stick it on the page. That's fine. I don't really want to do that completely because I save the full page artwork for the beginning of a chapter, right? So that's not ideal, but that's fine in some places. So for example, up here in the introduction, there's like this kind of space here at the bottom, and I feel like slipping some artwork in there would look good because it has no art on this page anyway, and that's fine. So I'm not really worried about the space, but for this big one here, I'm not too keen on that. Option 2 is a good option that I like that we used in the first book. When we made Legends of Avallen, I had limited artwork to play around with. And so when we got to an end of a chapter and we had a page left over, I would just write a big quote on that page, like a little story snippet within the world. And I actually have no regrets about this. When I have the book in my hands, I look at these pages, I still really like them. I think they're great. There's like lots of white space. It just has a focus on the story. It makes you then want to read the story because why is it so important? It's on the page by itself, and they're always like a little bit interesting. And then you turn the page, and it feels like artwork, even though it isn't artwork. You know what I mean?
It occupies it in a way that feels aesthetically pleasing for a person who likes books.
Yeah, exactly. So we could do that. I like it. The issue with that is that we haven't really done it in the rest of the book. So if we then do that here, especially at the beginning of the book, it then becomes an expectation like, oh, there's going to be more of that kind of thing, and then there isn't, right? Unless we do that in every space that we have left over, which would then just be a couple of times. So that's the downside to that. The third option is we write a blue text story thing, which is similar, but the font is smaller, which means it requires more text, and it has kind of like a different kind of voice to it. But we do have those in the book, so they wouldn't be out of place. It might be a bit strange sticking at the end of the chapter, but why not? It could just go there.
Yeah.
And then the fourth option is we just write more text. So we need to decide what to do for each bit and then do those things. That's our task.
Okay. I'm inclined towards Osane voice Faeseeker text box stuff.
Yeah, more blue text box.
Yeah, because then it'll help us lean into building the Faeseeker lore, and of this being a document being shared by a Faeseeker, and tribulations and his intentions, and have a kind of light meta narrative run throughout the text. That's what my instinct says to do.
Oh, well, you've got support. Zilphia says she likes text box as well, so then I'm inclined to, with Kurt and both Zulfia in a chat, confirm an idea together. And there's one more cheat as well, is we don't actually have to just fill up this page, fill up a blue text box. If we wanted to, we can put multiple blue text boxes in different places such that it builds up the text to the point where the text would then fill up this page later on, if that makes sense. We'll displace text from somewhere else to then fill up this page. But it's probably easier to fill it. I think for this page is so big, I think we have to do a bit of both things. I think we're going to have to add some more text, and then also a text box would be good. Okay.
Another option is the hybrid approach. Like, for example, this big page could be quote or poem at the top, and then Faeseeker blue text box underneath that. But that's your...
Well, yeah, so what I would do then probably is put the quote somewhere else. And that will then displace text such that it will cascade down to then be on that page, and then there'll be a blue box there as well, or something like that. Yeah.
Right, but basically you have a page of text to fill, right? It's kind of the thought.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then I'm going to start writing things down, because that's what I got to do. So extra. So we like... Why is that happening? Type, Daniel. We like the idea of more Hussein, Faeseeker, blue text boxes, can augment with random quotes. Or text and small artwork. Yeah. Possibly spare artwork. So then our next role is then just to look through and just think about where the stuff needs to go and how much needs to go there. So like I said, for here, we've got like a whole page plus a column, which is honestly a bit too much. I could ask like this text to be split across 2 columns, just move that chart up, and that would be fine. So let's just say we've got a whole page here. So this is end of Avallen. That sounds dramatic. End of Avallen chapter.
That's the name of our final book in this this series.
This is page 10.
The final book you write, End of Avallen.
Page 10. We need full blue text box, and it's actually kind of a good place to put it, really, because this is the page before you get into each of the clans' particulars. So this is the page before a player might want to pick what clan they're from, and it could be a good place for a Sane to talk about like origins and like what it means to come from a place and what it means to be a part of the culture.
Down.
Yeah, okay.
Write that down.
Good place for a Sane to talk about origins, history, what it means to be from a place, its culture, or what it means to adopt a place, right? A place as yours, because you don't have to be Varlic to be a member of the Penkawa clan. Adopt a place as yours. Okay, cool. All right, then scrolling down, everything here is fine. Everything here is fine. It's just the new chapters that we've done, really. Everything here is fine. And so, okay, so if you're into game design, you think about making a book at some point, you might be wondering, well, how comes all the other chapters are fine and these chapters have a problem? And there's actually an answer to that. There's a reason. The reason why these chapters are fine is because they have more text in them and they have more artwork. And what that means is you have a lot of fungibility, a lot of flexibility with how much space the text takes up, because you can add more artwork, take out artwork, make the art bigger or make the art smaller to control how much space is left over at the end of the chapter to make sure it's an even number of pages. So for example, this chapter here has this big like forest artwork at the end of it that if there was more text to do, it wouldn't be here. But if there's less text, then it would be here. These character artworks can be made bigger or smaller as well to save space, right? Whereas in these chapters we've added recently where I have this issue, they are very, very short and small. So there's less flexibility. It's like an accordion. It's like having an accordion this big. You can only adjust it this much. If you have an accordion this big, you can go like that, is what's happening. So this chapter's fine. I think I know where the next one is. I think it's, yeah, here, Avallen Adventures. Okay, so this one. This is a chapter and it's literally just one page. It's got, I feel like maybe this was a mistake in the end. Maybe these chapters should be even longer, but the book is getting to our limit. Also, I'm very proud. The book is 244 pages, and my aim was 250 pages. So we kind of nailed it, really. The book, all that planning that we did way back at the beginning of this playlist that anyone can check out, that actually all paid off. It wasn't for nothing. Yeah. Anyway, we have this introduction section here. I feel like this could just have another Ursane thing. You're right. Like, it could have an Ursane bit here at the beginning.
Fine with me.
Or it could have a quote at the bottom.
Yeah, let's see what we can do with the keep it consistent in Ursane's voice.
Yeah.
I think it's okay to keep that conceit running throughout.
And I know, because this was Kurt's biggest thing about the book was that we're running out of time, and I said we have to cut a lot of Ursane stuff, and he was very crestfallen about that. Well, guess what? Now we get to add it back in.
So. I was a little crestfallen.
A little crestfallen.
But our boy Ursane, he can't be held down. You're trying to repress his voice.
You're trying to stifle the bard. Yeah,
stifle the voice of the bard. No, you won't be allowed.
Okay. Could we brainstorm what this text box is about?
He's the main character of the Avallen Netflix show that we're making. So that's project number 6.
Are you joking? I am doing that. That is happening right now. We are. Maybe you're right. This is the 6th project that I forgot about. I'm currently talking with someone to get a pilot drafted for an Avallen show. So that's something that's in the. Who knows if that will ever? It probably will never happen, but we're still working on it because why not?
Sure.
We have a meeting this Sunday actually about that.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen here? We're talking about Avallen adventures. There's adventures in Avallen. We could also riff. We could riff off the artwork as well. That's a consideration.
Mm-hmm.
You could
Oh, like. Sure. Like this is these are like Pendraig druids, right?
Yeah, doing some kind of foul ritual. Yeah.
Sure. And then it's fine. You just do. I can do association because Ursane could talk about these kind of things. I think that's fine.
Yeah. I like the story of it. Yeah. I think, and biggest thing here is that the temptation that the other world offers to people, offers to humans, to mortals, is corrupting. Yeah. Okay, cool. Then we move on, and I know the next one is the intro to the next section of the book, which will be here. Otherworld Adventures, wonderful artwork from Chris's friend, and then here we have a whole page again. A whole page is a lot, but that's fine. I think as well that if it's like this whole page artwork, we could put the blue text box here, or we could put the blue text box here, and then this text gets displaced along, So
sure.
I'm actually now wondering that now for the page 10. So we have this blue text box that introduces the book, then we have the book introduction. We could have another blue text box here that pushes everything down as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be at the end. It could be at the beginning of the chapter.
Sure. Well, it's a full page you have to fill up, right?
Yeah.
So I guess you could also have 2 half boxes, right?
Yeah. So you could do one at the beginning, one at the end. So what I'm saying is we could either have one like this where it just covers the whole page, and I could put this in here and say this much text, right? It's this much text.
Yeah. And my gut says that doing 2 smaller text boxes and splitting them up will be easier to write. Probably.
Yeah, easier to write. Yeah, I think so. Why can't I paste? Google Docs is fine and dandy. Sometimes it just doesn't do stuff. Okay, and then tools, word count, 460 words. Okay.
But Darren, don't you just want to create an Ogham cipher that we also just fill the margin in with? Isn't that something that interests you?
Yeah, maybe.
No, you're good.
Oh, good. Okay, where are we? Page 76. So, wait, page 76. Oh, moving to the next section. I didn't write it down. Okay, here we go. Otherworld Adventures. Yeah, again, so it's another full page really, which again is a lot. Okay, this is Otherworld Adventures.
Oh yeah, Zilfie said, Ogum is hard. Yes, it is hard. So,
Finish on 20. Big full page, or 2 half-page same boxes.
Zilfia, sorry, real quick. Zilfia
Ooh.
said they've been trying to study Ogum for years.
Cool.
How are you studying Ogum? Are you what resources are you using? I'd be curious to hear.
Yeah, and are you studying Irish to write it in Irish, or are you just writing it as like a cipher to like transliterate English and stuff in code, essentially? Okay, Half Butchers, and this is the Otherworld Adventures. So this is about, well, this would be all about Fae politics and the craziness of the Otherworld and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is a good space to talk about his mentor.
Yeah, Tesney, right?
Yeah.
So it could be about Tesney. I mean, you could talk about his relationship with his court, right? How he like interacts with them regularly.
Yeah, his relationship with his court and his mentor. Also, we have Osane stuff that was cut that I still have lying around somewhere that I could find.
And see if any of it's appropriate.
And see if it fits, yeah. I'll find the next section while you tell us what Zilfia says.
You think you're still studying actually along with it? Was like if you do the cipher someday, I'll go.
A cipher, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So you have a bunch of books that you're using, that she's using, and slowly studying Irish to go along with it. But they'd be happy if you could use it as a cipher someday. Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. We didn't make anything like that. I remember us talking about
the pin. We made the pin.
Like
it's on the pin.
Oh, that's what we did. That's right.
And is that a Zil Cyphia? A Zil Cyphia? Can't really get there.
Zil cipher. Cyphia. I got you.
Okay. Legendary artifacts. Here we go. So this one's even more difficult. Well, it's fine because we have the introduction to legendary artifacts, and then I asked them to start the artifacts on a separate spread. Oh, actually, this is an update, actually. So previously in the stream, I showed you that I didn't like how the artifacts have been presented, and I asked them to change it, and I'm very happy with how it's changed. Now, each spread has 2 artifacts, 1 artifact per page, and each spread is for a culture. So this is the Penkawa artifacts, the mantle, and the game board. This name will be shortened, so it fits on one line. And then we have the Penbythe, and then we have the thing. But there's still one thing I'm asking them to change. And that is some of these text wrappings are a bit ridiculous. Like this Adderstone. Some of the text wrapping is a bit ridiculous.
Oh, text wrapping.
Yeah,
oh, I see. I see.
Yeah. Like the Adderstone doesn't need to be that big. Yeah.
Okay.
I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say. The answer's still
am I
no.
gonna say?
You're gonna say, but it kind of implies like a wiggly snake or something. Was that what you're gonna say?
No, that's what.
No, you weren't. Oh, okay. Well, we can say that. That was my guess.
No, it's specifically with Adderstone.
Yeah.
It has this kind of whimsy about it that I think is kind of interesting.
Really? I don't like it.
Yeah, where like the text, like it's kind of a bit of function following, form following, or function following form type of thing.
Yeah, but it's just annoying to read. The stone is haunted by the spirit of the serpentine monster Oigmios conquered. Oigmios crafted magical beads around the stone to bind the spirit serpent when it is summoned. However, it's just a pain in the ass.
What is this? Is it the only one that's like this, or are there multiple items like this? If it's only
that's the worst one. I didn't like this that much either. And also, just a small thing as well. I don't know. This must be just like the difference in aesthetics, but this really bothers me here. Like, if I was the layout artist, anyway, Squish is great. Squish, no one Squish, but sometimes we just like have differing opinions of how things should be presented because art is subjective, right? But it's like this boat here. My opinion is that it should be flipped and coming out from the other side of the book.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Because it's weird that it comes out from the middle of the book, then you don't see it on the other side.
Yeah.
But if it came out from the other side of the book, it's like you have a reason why there's not more of it, right? Because there's no more book there. Yeah.
No, that I agree with. I would actually prefer that change. Are you gonna have?
Yeah. I'm asking for that change. Yeah.
But for the Adderstone, I'd be happy to hear Zilfia's opinion on it. I kind of like that it's kind of wonky and weird and whimsical
Really?
just for this one.
Ugh.
I kind of like it, and because it's an Adderstone,
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. Like you could do it a little bit, right?
My
It also makes
my
it-
other argument as well is that the Adderstone is just massive, and it's supposed to be the size of your palm of your hand. And I think it's weird when things in books are like the spear is here and the stone's there, and it's just huge. The stone's bigger than the bloody chariot and the boat, right? Like I feel like it's a stone. It should just be a little bit smaller. It shouldn't just be massive in your face.
But we're human. We know how big things are.
Yeah, okay, maybe.
No, and I like being able to look at this in detail, the stone in detail. I think it's kind of cool.
Fair enough. Okay,
if
that
you
one
ask-
you're impartial to. Okay.
Yeah, I agree 100% with your comment on the boat.
Yep.
Like I think it feels like something is missing,
Mhm.
but in both cases, it's
Yes.
about how the artwork serves the text,
Yes.
like symbiotically. And I think in that case of the Adderstone, it's kind of wonky, but I like it for that reason. I don't think it's like annoying to read. Like you might say it's annoying to read, but I think it's fun to read.
Zilvia says, I agree with you both. It looks great, but the writing being moved around the way it is a bit too much.
Okay, so you're saying, Zilphia, that you would prefer it to be a bit flatter, and I'm like, I like that it's fucking weird and
Okay.
shaped around.
Yeah. So I guess the argument is that don't make it small enough that the text becomes completely flat. Make it still large enough that it manipulates the text, but not this much. That's the
Sure,
middle ground.
maybe the fair
Okay.
compromise.
Anyway, we have literary artifacts. This has to be just this one page. We're missing a whole column. So
I mean, it could be a box, right?
yeah, exactly.
Like
We can have a box that covers both columns, and then this could be 2 columns underneath. Yeah.
Sounds good. And then this is just talking about the stories that you grew up with, and how Faeseekers interact with items that you only hear about in story or whatever.
Yeah. How do you go about finding them, or like what,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Okay. I have it. Let's do half a page box. Osane, half a page box. What it is Osane's telling you. Whenever you hear a rumor, like a thing of legends, you should chase it because it is real, right? The legends are true. The rumors always point to a kernel of truth. Like you can find these things. They're not just stories to be told around campfire. They're tangible objects that can be found, right? You should chase rumors and legends because they share a truth. These objects and stories are out there, and you can find them. And then he can have an example of like something that he found. But then, does that mean that the item that he found has to be one of the items in here? Otherwise, it's an item that's not in here.
Maybe we could say that he had one of these in his possession for a short time, and then something
Yeah.
happened to it.
Yeah.
So I'll vibe on it.
That's good.
Adolphia continues the thought, by the way, on Adderstone that she thinks we need to move the stone over to one side instead of being centered. And yeah, that I can see that also working.
Yeah. Example of one of these artifacts he found and then lost, because he's the kind of like, he's not a tragic character so much, but he is a character that loses things, right? Like he's aware that he doesn't always win, and so the idea that he had something and then he's lost it, I think.
And then he lost
charming.
it, and that's cool. Yeah, and that's fun too. Like, it could be. There's this concept that like these items are so powerful that they're not necessarily meant for one person to hold for very long, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Some of them are, like Chariot is in the possession of one of the Fey Courts, etc. But maybe he used it. Maybe that's the one. Maybe he used it briefly and had to return it. Who knows?
Yeah.
We can. Yeah. I'll choose one. I'll go through and see them and see which one I'm about.
This is a secret one that I almost forgot, and you could. Oh, look, there's a typo. I found a typo. Typo in the wild. Faeseeker. should be Faeseeker.
Faeseeker, yeah.
Look at that wild typo. Typo.
Will you be able to send me this copy?
Yes, yeah, I'm doing the typo check this week as well. So actually, if you want to start looking through to double check stuff, then shout out to my mum. My mum's read 3/4 of the book for typos. She read almost all of it.
What's her opinion so far?
She was like, "The book's good. Good luck."
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Good luck.
Yeah, she said she liked the book.
Okay, that's good. Wait, the good luck was sinister though.
No. It's sincere.
Yeah, go mama. Now Adadida says, "Hey, how are you, heart?"
Yeah.
I don't know if you're a real person, and I doubt you are.
Yeah, but if you can say hello back to us and have a conversation, then
yeah.
Then
are you real? That's what I said.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know she's not. We all know this is a bot, right? I should just ban the person.
No. We should give him a chance. They wrote a real message as opposed to a spam message.
Sure.
178. Okay. All right. So yeah, this is the secret one. So it looks like this page is fine, but actually, this artwork is here because there wasn't room for it on its bestiary page because of the stat blocks, which is a naughty no-no. That's the biggest thing I want changed with getting rid of the stat blocks. It's so important to me that we had all this artwork made. Each beast should have its artwork next to its bloody character block. So this art won't be here in the next iteration, it'll be gone, which means there actually is a bunch of space on this page. Because the next page is this, and then this, and then... I guess technically no. Like if this stuff starts here, the bootback could just start. Wait. Oh god, I just realized we're missing stuff.
Ooh, good thing we're checking.
Yeah, we're missing text. I wrote an introduction for the Fae, and it just starts with bootback. Wait, did I? Is that true for all of them? No, let me. We're both here now. Weird. So the weird says introduction. Huh. So did I? Okay, I need to look that up. And okay, check.
But you're sure we have something written for that, right?
Yeah, I wrote it. I'm sure I did.
Okay.
I mean, I might have not done, but I'm pretty sure I did. I wrote something for everything else. Okay, they don't appear real, Kurt. Now you can bow them.
All right.
Yeah.
But they asked me how I'm doing. I'm doing fine. Banhammer.
Missing. Oh, bestiary. Anyway, let me just try and process a second. So if this artwork isn't here, all this text gets moved up, but then at some point the Fae just begin. It would be nice if the Fae begin on like a new spread, but it's not required. So maybe we don't need the same stuff here. But maybe we should have it anyway. I'm pretty sure I think we have something for a saying for the bestiary. I'm pretty sure I remember you writing something. I don't know.
Exactly, I have to go through some of our
I'll
notes.
check as well. Half box for a saying on beasties and horrors and friendlies. Sure, why not? And then lastly, we have the fairy tricks. There is a bit of rules text missing from this page, but I don't think it'll fill the page, so I think there'll be another half box page kind of here. Fairy tricks. Page 226. And I mean, it's pretty obvious what this will be about. This will be a that's one of the ones that I cut. I remember you wrote like a big intro talking about a kid who got stolen by the Avallen. Remember in the match circle.
Yeah.
So that could go straight here actually.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah. Half box for a saying. Yeah, I'll go find that stuff. Saying. Check for Kurt's. I remember it's the emaciated boy. Emaciated boy story.
Mm-hmm.
Unless that's already in the book somewhere. Let me check. What would that have been for? Was that the intro for the Faeseekers,
That
for the branches?
Yeah, I mean that could be in the branch. Yeah, I guess so. The courts, right? We're just talking about like what they do to people.
It was. Well, I actually just check. I'll figure it out off stream, I guess. But I want to look now. Why do I want to look now? I don't know. But I do want to look now, so I'm looking now. Yeah. Yeah, it is here. It's here. It's here. Yeah.
Oh, so we already have.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, never mind. That's why I wanted to look, because I had a feeling. Yeah, so there are these beginnings for the opening to all these. So there actually is quite a few saying stuff in here, actually, in the end. There's one for all the Faeseeker stuff, so I think this is the right choice. It won't stick out, because it's in other places too. Yeah. Alright, cool. So in that case, then, it needs to be different fairy tricks. Different fairy tricks. I don't know.
I'll come with something. Just let's just.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be his experiences with getting tricked, and then there could be a long list of shit that's happened to him, which would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
or people he knows, like my buddy, blah blah.
Things,
and then
his companions.
Even though I'm in good standing with my fake court now, I've had things happen to me during fights. You know, it could be like kind of humorous, like his foot swelling during a battle or whatever. You know, all the like we could just I could just look at the fairy tale.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally 86 of them for you to choose from. So
so just talk about stuff that happened to him and how he dealt with it, and but how he still doesn't regret his being a Faeseeker.
Yeah, that's good as well. I think it's important to make it sound like it's normal, because I want the gameplay to be that actually you get these relatively frequently. Otherwise, what's the fun of it, you know? So you should reduce the stigma of getting a fairy trick, right? That's what you want to do.
Yeah. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just. It's like it's like real life. You do these things and you get exhausted or some shit happens. It's like being a musician. It wears you out, but you wouldn't give it up for anything in the world, because it's a powerful thing to wield whimsy. It's probably going to be the line. That's probably exactly what I say. It's a powerful thing to wield whimsy.
Oh, I'll write it down. There you go. So you don't forget it. It's worth it. Something like something.
It's a wonderful, or it's a wonderful thing, or it's a wonderful something to wield whimsy.
Wield whimsy. It's worth it because it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing to wield them. Cool. I like it. It's written down. All right, and then that's it. Or is it? We have
one. No, wait, what's that? What's underneath the box? You have another page there, don't you?
Yeah.
What's going to go there?
At the moment, nothing. I think it's going to be a blank page, and the index will start on the next page. So there could be something there. That could be a place to put a final quote.
Sorry, my stupid idea is to have it begin at the beginning and have the laundry list and it trail off, and then it continues there of all the shit that happened. Let's consider it. I'm not saying we do that.
I know. I mean,
it'd be pretty funny.
It's funny, but it's not. I kind of want like an endearing send off from Hossein instead. At the end of the book.
No, it can be. It can still end with that.
Yeah.
But it could just be like he's talking about it.
Yeah.
And then the endearing send off of what it means to be a Faeseeker, blah blah blah.
All right, fine. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that could be fun. It could be
Final page 230. Have the list. So you're basically saying that it should end with ellipses here, like he's talking and ends
the first section.
And then the first section begins with ellipses and he keeps listing. Yeah. And the list continue. Then ends with an endearing and treatment.
I don't think I've ever seen that before in any other book. So it's kind of novel too.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Where like it's a stream of consciousness, it gets broken up, but then it recontinues on topic. It's like a TV show thing to do, right? It's like a sitcom thing to do where like you cut away and then something else happens and you cut back to the guy who's still like going like in the middle of his bullshit. It's funny. I like channeling my funny bone in writing.
Okay, cool. That's good then. So we've brainstormed and figured out where they all need to go and what we're going to do with them.
So you're saying...
Yeah, go on. There's one more thing I want to talk about.
What's my deadline for this? When do
it's kind of ASAP actually. I told layout artists this would be next week sometime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you need help, then I'll work on it as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Like end of next week, is that doable or no?
Oh yeah, before the end of next week is 100% fine.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
just if you needed it by Monday,
Yeah.
that's
No. End of next week. End of next week.
Okay, then that's fine. Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. Okay. Last thing, and this is complete side topic. I think I already decided. I've been wondering about this for a few days, but I think I just figured it out for myself. But I want to check with other people. So we have maps. We have adventure maps.
I love that song. Yeah, yes.
Okay, so we have. How's the best way to do this? Basically, I'll just do it in two different things. Extras, gridless. Yeah. Okay. So we have maps, and they're being printed, physically printed in 2 locations. So where's a good example? Hill grid. Wait, what's happening here? Let me just check. Why am I confused? What's missing? Where's the stuff? Oh, I'm in the wrong folder, that's why. Okay, yeah, 1 second. Map pack, I don't need these. Okay, figured it out. Alright, so we have 2 places maps that are being printed. One is inside the book, at the end of each secret section for the Game Master, there is an adventure site where you can use all the things you've learned to make adventures. And they come with adventure ideas and the description of what the site is and how it works. And some of them have super interesting stuff. So actually, I think a best example would be this one. Okay, other ones as well. So this adventure map is called a Kerdroya, and it is a forest maze, right? And this forest maze has a interesting gimmick to it, where if you walk through dead ends, you come out of entrances from other places. And they loop in different fashions. It has a weird looping thing. So it's a really difficult maze to map out, right?
For sure. Yeah, it's basically Lost Woods.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah. And there's four versions of this map. If you get the Avallen map pack PDF version, or the Avallen map pack physical version, which comes with the PDF anyway, you'll get all 4 versions of this map, okay? And the 4 versions are gridded with labels, so you know where the players go. So if they go through E here, they come out of E over here. If they go back this way, they come out of A, which is over here. If they go back this way, they come out of F. So it's explained inside the book, but the labels are important, right? So there's a grid version with labels. There's a gridded version without labels. There's a non-gridded version with labels. A non-gridded version without labels. Avallen doesn't use grids. D20 games do. But grids are sometimes useful to know like the scale of things as well. Like, be familiar with that kind of thing. And so the question is, one of these versions needs to go inside the book, and one of these versions is going to be printed in a physical pack that you get to keep, that you have. Now, the downside is that the map will not be big enough for the grids to be to scale, because then the map would be too big. It would be the size of the table, because these maps are actually huge. Like, to make this appropriate, it wouldn't fit. So, in a way, the grid's kind of superfluous there for the printed version, because it's not going to work for a mini, but it still is useful for putting like a bead on it or something like that to keep track of things. So yeah, the answer is what goes in the book and what gets printed. And let me just say my thoughts quickly, and then you can tell me your ideas. So obviously, the book version has to have labels because it explains how the thing works. The book version has to have labels. So it's either going to be labels with grid or labels without grid. Labels without grid looks prettier, but labels with grid is kind of useful because then you can see the scale of things a little bit. I'm actually torn on that one. For the printed version, I think having no labels is better because the printed version you're likely to use with your players, quite possibly. And if it has the labels, it spoils it. So if you ever want to use this as an actual game prop, then it can't have labels on it, so it probably shouldn't have labels on it, is my thinking there. And then it's a question of, well, if it has a grid on it, that's kind of useless because you can't put minis on it, but it's still useful to see in scale, or do you just make it as pretty as possible and just make it a clean map, right? That just looks nice and you can just point to it and stuff. I'm kind of leaning towards the clean map idea, to be honest. My thinking is the clean map for the print, and for the book has the grid and the labels. So in the book you can see kind of the scale. What do you think? And Zilphia, what do you think? And anyone else in chat as well?
As a game master,
yes,
my gut, even though I like no grid art better, my gut says I would prefer to have the map with the grid, no labels, because
for printed, you
though,
mean?
yeah, because if you can't, even if you can't put your miniatures on the map, one, like you mentioned, the usefulness of the scale is still important, right? And hypothetically, it also allows someone to do a high quality scan and like import it into.
You'll have the PDFs, so you can do that with the PDFs already.
Do that anyway.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. But I mean, you're right though, because without the grid, it kind of just looks like a picture.
Yeah.
Whereas with the grid, it looks like a map. Right.
Yeah, and there's a tradition of that in games in the first place, of like having grids. So I think the one that gets printed should still have a grid on it.
Okay. Even if we don't use grids in Avallen.
Even if we don't use grids in Avallen, it's still
good for games.
Exactly useful. Yeah. I think that's what my gut says. I'm curious to hear if Sylvie has an opinion about it.
Yeah, no, she said the same thing. Yeah, for book, no grid with labels. So that would be this version for the book. Yeah, that's kind of cleaner as well. It might be easier to see in the book. And then printed grid, but no labels. And it's kind of like, that's funny, that's literally the best of both worlds. If you have the instance of both then. All right. Okay. So that's an example where the idea that I had isn't the one that you guys think, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, I think that makes sense to me, actually. All right, then that's what I'll go with then.
Okay. Does that mean for the other maps, are those going to have grids?
What other maps?
Well, you said doesn't each one have a map that's getting printed out as well? It's not just this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and those are also.
Do you want to see them all? I mean, they're all here.
But what I mean is, did you default to grid for? Are you basically?
I've made every map has each iteration. I've spent some time doing this yesterday, making sure that so for example, this map has grid with labels, grid no labels, no grid labels, no labels, no grid.
What I'm saying is, by making this decision, you're going to make it consistent across all the maps.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then anyone that gets the map pack or the PDF map pack will also have access to the PDFs, or sorry, the images, and they'll have every version that they can use for the tabletop simulator or Roll20 or whatever it is they want to do. So they have full customization then. Yeah. So, and some of them don't have labels, in which case it's just a grid version and non-grid version. Yeah. Cool. All right. So I need to write down what we decided because I will forget. So we said in book. Labels, no grids. It looks pretty and has all the information that's necessary. But then print, no labels because it spoils things for players, but have a grid because it's useful, even if it's not to scale. Okay, I like it. Thank you, team. Map in book. No labels. Labels, no grid. Print, grid, no labels. Cool. The opposite. All right. Cool. In that case, then we're done here for today. And
cool. So now we just have to finish the book again. Finish our finished book.
Yeah, exactly. Finish our finished book. Yeah. So it depends how quickly the best. So it's possible that you guys are going to get the survey next week, and if so, you won't get the final version of the book with these new bits in it. You'll get the book as it is now with an updated bestiary that looks prettier. And that'll be the pre-production version, and then I'll be collecting everyone's names to go into credits through the survey, and then when we go to the factory with the final version of the PDF, that's when you guys will get the final version with these edits and your credits and things like that. So yeah, it's possible the survey we're going out next week. If the layout artist struggles a bit and I struggle with back and kit, then it'll be the week after that. But basically the survey's coming next week or the week after, which is exciting. Yeah. Cool.
Exciting time, and then we'll be able to talk about our next campaign and develop that on stream. And then the channel becomes how to do a Kickstarter for a board game rather than a role playing game.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully next week then we can play Knockoff on stream. I'd like that.
Yeah. All right, let's shoot for it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Right. I guess a bit of a note is I will be in Tokyo again next week. Tokyo this week.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was invited I believe I was invited by the government of Wales to attend a official function in Japan because of my work with Legends of Avallen. So just letting you guys know, I will also report on that next week if all comes to fruition. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I was talking to Jasmine about it actually. I was like, it's weird that you have got a connection to to Wales before I did in this capacity. But then she was like, yeah, but that happens all the time in Japan. Like, there's like, the foreigner communities are just tighter and you just get into these things more. Like, I was in Japan for 3 days and I was in the British Embassy.
What, is that true?
Because I was in Jet. They just invited us all over and we just had a big meeting with important people. By the time I had nothing going on to like make connections to make it matter, you know?
Yeah, this will be my third trip to the British Embassy.
I know, yeah, so, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, all right, I gotta go now. But thank you, Sophia. Thank you everyone in chat. Thank you, Kurt. And we'll see you next week. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, much appreciated.
Okay,